What up, world? You already know what time it is. It's your favorite co-host, Podcast Pack, back with another episode of Successful Habits. It's long overdue, but as always, I'm here with the man with the plan himself, Coach D. Wes. What's going on with your day, Coach?
Man, not too much. Trying to stay warm in this cold weather, man. What about you?
Nah, for real though. I'm on the same type of time, man. With the winter storm coming through Texas and Mississippi, we're definitely trying to be a little bit on the warmer side. Man, I woke up this morning, the heat was out, so I had to put a phone call in, get them out here ASAP.
But yeah,
But hopefully, if you're watching this episode, you snuggled away safely at home, nice and warm, with your friends and family. If you are watching this episode, it's Monday. And like I said, if you were impacted in any way by the winter storm, then more than likely your offices and stuff is closed. So hopefully, we give y'all something to tap into to start your week off. What you got to say to the folks? Cause we've been gone a long time, man.
man, it just feel good to be back. Hope everyone, is having a great year so far. Man, just continue to, chase dreams, chase goals, live everyday life. It has been busy lately, but it just feel good to be back, just kick it and talk sports and, just talk being better.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with you 100%. Give us an update on the team, man. How the guys doing? I know it's, ninth grade, y'all finished with a championship. So now it's time to move on to varsity basketball. What y'all been looking like? What's going on?
Man, we on like a 5 or 6 game win streak. We was on a 5 6 game win streak. We recently lost one. We picked up a win right before we got out for the weekends. Everything has been going pretty good. The weather has kind of impacted our schedule for this week, so we just kind of trying to see what's gonna go on for the next couple of days. But supposedly we have our last 3 games coming up.
And it's
So
already that time, huh?
season going by pretty fast, So we just trying to, man, just stay afloat, continue to finish the season on the right path, continue to get better and continue to just grow, as a team and as a collective unit. So, man, we just rolling right now.
And what y'all looking like as far as district tournament seeding wise?
Well, right now we're gonna be the 3 seed if the
Okay.
season were to end today.
Yeah.
We have a chance to finish one. If we need a couple things to go our way to finish one. We need to win out, and we need a couple of teams to beat each other. So either way it goes, the most important thing is to just be ready when when tournament times comes. For the single elimination. So you just got to be ready. And our thing is just make sure we playing basketball, the best basketball at the right time.
For sure. Most definitely. But best of luck to you and the guys. Like I said, man, you pulled off the ninth grade championship. So hopefully that can transition over to your varsity guys. I know you play a big role in terms of, your voice on the bench with that varsity teams. Looking forward to some big things from y'all, man. On that same topic as far as like, your role on the bench, especially as an assistant coach for a varsity program, even as a head coach for your ninth grade team. How often do you like? How do I say like freestyle draw up plays in the huddle?
Just depend on the situation. We may need it late game situation, or second quarter going into halftime type situation. We may need it. My coach, offense is kind of like my strong suit, so he kind of lean on me in terms of he may need me to draw up a quick set, or like a late game, get the ball in bounds type of deal, whatever the case may be, and I just be ready. So I'm always like in my mind playing like, what would I run if this was to happen?
Yeah,
Like playing these type of games, my mind drawing up stuff of my own. So if and when that times come, because it's gonna be good games throughout the playoffs,
yeah.
you expect it to be good games. So if and when that times come, I just want to be ready.
Yeah, so whenever you like, say you driving to work or something like that on the way to practice and a play just, you just scheme up some in your head. Is it like a notebook that you go to and write these things down, or is it just you hoping that you remember this when the situation arises?
I don't write it in a notebook, but that's what I kind of use ninth grade for, man. And it's so funny because I had a play come to me while I was asleep. Like I woke
Like,
up and
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah,
and like it sounds crazy, but like as soon as I wake up, I'm like, that'll work. Like that's
yeah,
the
for
first
sure.
thing that come to my mind. Cause like, I'm just always thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
just always thinking about even when I'm watching, professional sports or college sports and I
Hmm.
see a play I like, I'm always thinking about what would I do to tweak it to our
Yeah.
personnel or, just things like that. But I think one of our plays recently, man, I was sleeping and I just woke up and then it just hit me. And I didn't kind of write it down, but I kind of put it in that same day. So I wouldn't forget it.
How many plays you think you got? Like in terms of like stuff that you run consistently. and throughout the course of a game?
Well, we like it's in terms of set plays, I would say probably like 6 to 10 set plays, but
Yeah.
we have a lot of action that we play out of.
Okay.
So, for example, like if we was to run an action called zoom, where the big would step out the paint and he would be the dribble handoff to the
Yeah,
corner,
DHR.
like we just playing off that. Like it's not a play, but you can freestyle, but freestyle out of that,
Yeah, for
if that
sure.
makes sense.
Yeah.
So we just kind of playing out of that. So we have things that we play out of, and then we have set plays. Like if we down 3 with 2 minutes left, we run a certain play to get a 3 off, we'll run a play,
Yeah.
that specific play, but outside of that, we have actions that we just wanna play off of.
Yeah, how many different sets or concepts you think you run? Like how many would you say are your go-to sets and concepts? Like I know you said zoom action where you're big DHO in the corner. Anything else similar to that?
Yeah, I like to well, me personally, I like to play out of zoom actions. I like flares and stagger screens,
Mhm.
with the opposite. I like misdirection stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I like a lot of stuff because I try to run stuff that get you easy buckets.
Yeah,
You
fact.
gonna have to work for buckets throughout the game, so I may run stuff for a back cut, or
Yeah,
I like stuff that kind of get you the easy looks rather
yeah,
than you working hard for your bucket off isolations. It's just like I like to run stagger screens. I like to run motion out of pin downs. Where the
yeah,
top man said pin downs for the guards, and it's just different variations of it. You can tweak it to your personnel, but for this specific team, we run a lot of zone just
yeah.
because we don't have a back to the basket big, so we
Actual, yeah,
kind of
real big.
make them mobile. So yeah, we just play out of that.
Would you say, Mississippi basketball, are y'all seeing a lot of zone, a lot of more man, or how do teams typically guard just in general? I mean, I know it depends on matchups for a lot of the times, but like in general, what do teams want to do defensively?
A majority of the teams play a zone, but you do have teams that do have the personnel to play man. They do play man, but I say majority of the time you're gonna see the zone. And as far as zone plays, and like I actually just was talking about this the other day, like at this level, like, you kinda well, I know for us, what works for me is I like to teach the team what am I looking for in the zone, like how to break
Yeah,
the zone.
yeah,
I don't wanna give you I wanna give you set plays when we need a 3 or need a specific layup or it's a
but more of
drought
a
and we need to
why?
score. Yeah, but I wanna teach you how to beat the zone, how to attack the zone, because let's just say, for example, and this is what I told the team, like, let's just say, for example, in the first half, we have 46 offensive plays, like first and
Hmm.
second quarter, and they're in the zone the entire time. All right. So we gotta have 46 set plays.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? To
that
score within the
yeah,
zone.
fact.
That's impossible.
Yeah,
So the best thing that I think a coach can give the players is teach them how to beat it. And then once you teach them how to beat it, you can just play in it. And then if you need a specific play to get a specific shot in,
yeah. When the game
it'll
slow
work out.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Me, I'm always sending y'all plays and stuff. Anything not stuff I'm coming up with, but this all stuff like I see on Twitter, I see on Instagram or pop up on my TikTok page and stuff like that. Has there been anything that you seen recently that was like, oh, I got to steal that? Like
Yeah,
from anywhere.
I was actually watching the UConn game, and I seen Dan Hurley running like I think they was playing Villanova, and they was running the zone, and he
Yeah.
kinda had a set play in there that I like. Dan Hurley has a lot of good stuff. He got a lot of good concept.
Yeah, most definitely. He been having a lot going on lately too.
Yeah.
Definitely, those, you know, gold jacket coaches, Dan Hurley, your Coach K's, your, Coach Cal's, your Tom Izzo's, people like that, they always I think a big thing that they do a lot too is like you said, it goes back to teaching the team concepts and stuff. Because like you say, man, ain't no way we're gonna be able to call a play every time we cross half court.
Mhm.
That's just unrealistic. But that's cool, man. I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit as far as, being on the bench is concerned and what goes through the mind of a successful coach. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as, y'all get a little bit closer to the playoffs, maybe pick your brain as far as like some of the matchups y'all got coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's go ahead and get into the rest of the episode, man. So, as always, I like to start off with an interesting stat. So my interesting stat for today is I don't know if you caught this the other day, but Emmanuel quickly just went crazy on Golden State the other night. So he recently became the first player in NBA history to record 40 points, 10 assists, and 5 made threes while shooting over 80% from the floor, bro. He shot 11 for 13 from the field, 7 for 8 from 3, and 11 for 11 from the free throw line. The Raptors pulled it off 145 to 127. And that's a prime example of being in that zone.
Yeah, for
And if
sure.
you ever play any kind of sport at a certain level and you put a lot of time and effort into this, bro, you have been in that zone. Do you recall the last time or one of the most memorable times you was in that zone that we talking about?
Yeah, like when a bucket just gets super big and you can't seem to miss.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been in it a couple times. I had a 38-point game in junior college, and then I had like a couple 30-point games in high school. And in those games, it just felt like you just can't miss. Like
yeah. Any
goal gets super big.
anything you throw up going in, bro.
Anything, yeah, for
I
sure.
think that that's probably like top 2 feelings in terms of basketball, like just being able to go out there and get in that zone. And the funny thing about it is like there's nothing that really triggers it. There's no way to like force it to happen, thing like that. But when you in it, you know you in it.
Yeah, for sure. And then like, when I was coming up, if you don't know, I was a 3-point shooter. Like that's kind of what I did. And like when I was coming up, like basketball wasn't nowhere close to what it is now. Like
It's way
when
more
I was
free
coming
now,
up,
bro.
yeah, like it's way like when I was coming up, like if you shoot a three in transition, like your coach is mad. You know what I mean? Like you gotta go to the cup. Like
Yeah.
they're shooting, like they're mad about that. But like now it's like they're a good shot. This how you know basketball has changed. It's just like if you go to an NBA team or sometimes even college teams and you look at threes attempted, like you have players with 15
Yeah, bro.
3-point attempts.
Yeah, for sure.
3-point attempts,
Yeah.
15. Like in high school or, just basketball in general back, like I shot 15 total shots.
Yeah, facts.
Like, you know what I
Now
mean?
people
Like
shoot 15, nothing but
now
threes.
people are shooting 15 just threes. Like
Yeah,
that's how
facts.
different basketball is now. And then like even you go to the big man, you see 0 for 5, 1 for 5 or 2 for 5, or
Yeah.
even they're shooting, 4 or 5 threes a game.
Yeah,
And
facts.
it's just like the way basketball is now, if you don't adjust, like you'll get left behind.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think another big thing that changed a lot since, especially since I was playing ball. I think the last time I played ball for a school was when I was in college in 2012, 2013, something like that. Back when I was coming up though, like, even in high school, if you ain't the guy, don't you shoot that ball, bro.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's like I ain't gonna say everybody on the court get a chance to do their own thing, but like you say,
It's
it's
more
a lot.
spread.
It's a lot less set plays specifically for this guy, and more so, okay, we're gonna get the ball move. We're gonna start the action this way. Look for your open shot if you got it. You know what I mean? Attack the cut, drive and kick, that kind of thing. But back in my day, oh nah, brother. And everybody already know who the guy. If you didn't know if you was the guy or not, you wasn't the guy. You knew if you was the guy. And back then, if you ain't the guy, you can't take no shot. It's you better lock in on the defensive end if you want some playing time.
Thanks.
But shout out to Emmanuel quickly, man. Like I said, bro, it's a different feeling being in the zone, man. But that was my interesting stat for the week. So since we've been gone so long, we ain't gonna spend too much time talking about games in particular until we give our picks for the week. But I do want to get caught up on some NBA news. So recently, Cooper Flag broke the record for most points by an 18-year-old in NBA history. He had 42 against the Jazz in the middle of December. Since then, he's been on pace to be one of 3 rookies in NBA history to lead their team in total points, rebounds, assists, and steals. The only other 2 players in history are Wemby and Michael Jordan. So what we saying about Cooper Flag, man? He is as advertised, like you said at the beginning of the season,
He
bro.
is as advertised. I think people are starting to see what I thought of him coming into the year. Like I
Uh-huh.
know a lot of people are not, as tuned in to college basketball as me. Because NBA basketball, professional basketball, not just NBA, professional basketball is different from college basketball. Like college, you will see a lot more mistakes. You will see a lot more spread out talent. You can look at the NBA team. Pretty much everybody on that team is good. It's just like
Right.
going from high school to college. When you
Right.
go from high school to college and you get to college, everybody on your team is just as good. Same thing when you're going from college to pro. So it's the same thing. But yeah, so I used to watch him a lot at Duke, and I seen spurts of how good he can be, plus his size, his ball handling. He's like a modern day guard. So
Yeah,
I just thought
facts.
he was gonna be pretty good.
No, I'm definitely with you on that, man. I don't know, man. Like the media was real high on Coop at the beginning. They kind of laid off on him a little bit when VJ kind of went on his little run to start the season off. Do you think Coop can still win Rookie of the Year, being as bad like even though the Mavericks are pretty much chopped for the season, bro?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think he gonna definitely get it.
Yeah, I think I definitely think it'll come down to Coop, VJ, and still Knipa over there in Charlotte because that boy still balling out crazy. But while we on the topic of college, before we get into any more NBA news, man, I don't know if you've seen, but yesterday the floodgates officially opened, man. So yesterday, Alabama allowed their G League returnee. I don't even know what we gonna call these players, but they allowed anyway. There was a young man named Charles Bediako. He's been in the G League for the last couple seasons, but he just decided to go back and play for University of Alabama. Yesterday was his first game. Did you happen to catch any of it, bro?
I caught a little bit of the Tennessee and Alabama game. I was watching games all day by the time that one
Yeah,
came
facts.
on. I was kinda but yeah, so I caught like the first half of it. I
Yeah,
do not I am let me put this on record. I am not a fan of what the NCAA is allowing right now. I'm sorry. And I understand coaches, like if you're a coach, you gotta adapt. If they're gonna allow it, you'll be behind the curve if you don't, get with the times. But I am not a fan of what they are doing right now.
yeah, that's that. He played 25 minutes yesterday. He finished with 13 points, 3 boards, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 5 for 6 from the field. I mean, he looked like he was just better than there. You know what I mean? Like he looked how he was supposed to look, bro. Like I don't really know what the goal is for a player like this. Like, is it that what you think? Like, you think they trying to get re-scouted to go back to the league? What you think is the goal with something like this?
I would have to guess, like, just spend more time developing and playing games, I would think. Like, that's the only, like, logical explanation
Yeah, bro.
other than, getting paid NIL and coming to play basketball. Like, that's, the only logical explanation I could think of.
Yeah, I think this season, especially because now we finna start seeing, like I said, I think Louisville got a person coming back from being professional back to college. I think Baylor got one too, which is I don't know, bro. This college off season gonna be very, very different. I would expect to see a lot of news, a lot of court cases, a lot of people fighting to get this stuff overturned. Because, like you say, man, it just I don't know, man. I don't like it. I mean, if you
Yeah.
go, it's like a double-edged sword, bro. Like if you go back to college and you kill, it's like, okay, you already was a pro. You supposed to do that.
Mhm.
But then if you go back to college and you don't kill, it's like, all right, well, what are we doing, bro? You might well go sit down somewhere, man. So I don't know, man. I just hopefully the NCAA can get that worked out. I know for the most part, all the coaches that have been vocal about it are like against it. I ain't heard nobody just come out and say I'm all for it. But then you see, like I said, you see players popping up on people's rosters this time of the year. So I don't know, man. We'll see how it goes. I just wanted to throw that out there because I thought it was kind of interesting that we finally starting to see repercussions of it. Now, granted, they ended up losing the game, but still though, it was interesting to see.
Yeah.
Cool. So in other NBA news, on Christmas Day, like I said, man, we've been gone for a while, so we're just getting caught up on some news. Jokic broke the record for most points scored in a single overtime period against Minnesota on Christmas Day. The previous record was held by Steph in 2016. He scored 17 points. Jokic had 18 in overtime. Hopefully, we get to see Jokic back on the court soon, because the Nuggets. Speaking of the Nuggets, man, Peyton Watson is going absolutely crazy ever since Jokic been on the bench. What you say
Shout out
about
to
Peyton Watson,
Peyton.
coach? What you saying
Man,
about
shout out to
Peyton, man?
Peyton. I think he a product of when preparation meets opportunity. Like, and people gonna say, man, like he's been working for this. It's clear as day. If he wasn't ready when this time come, then this, like we would know him for the role that he was already playing. But he's been working it. It's clear as day that he's ready and he's been working. So man, shout out to Peyton for working on your game, man.
For sure, for sure. And I want to point out that, they basically Peyton Watson was supposedly one of the reasons why Mike Malone got let go, just because the front office wanted to see Peyton see the court a lot more, and they thought that Russ was getting too many minutes ahead of the rookie. But it's shaping up to see to be that the front office is right, bro. Peyton Watson need to be on the court, man. So shout out to Peyton Watson, bro. So in other news, LeBron set a new record for most points scored by a 41-year-old with 31 against the Grizzlies on January the 2nd. He had two more 30 balls after that. Some people say, I don't know if you've been seeing it lately, but some people say he just been cherry picking. He like the cherry picking king. But for a 41-year-old to score 330 balls in the last 3 weeks, man, I mean, what can you say about LeBron James? Is there anything that can be said about LeBron James that has not already been said?
Nah, man, he legendary, man. The longevity makes him just one on one. You know, like
Yeah.
the discipline he has, the way he take care of his body. Like he's been doing this at a high level for all his life, all my life.
Yeah,
You
fact. That's
know,
crazy.
like he's been doing this at this level. Like man, he's one on one, man. We'll probably never see no one like him this dedicated to the game again.
Most definitely, and to kinda put it into perspective how crazy it is that he's 41 and he done had 330 balls in the last 3 weeks or so. The previous record was held by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He had 26 against the Pistons in 1988. So, just another, like, freakish LeBron record that I mean, at this point, the crown is his. So, yeah. In other news, a few days ago, Clay finally passed Dame Lillard and officially became the 4th all-time leader in three-pointers behind Steph, Harden, and Ray Allen. I just wanted to throw that in there and say shout out to Klay Thompson, you know what I'm saying? I think I'd definitely be giving Clay a lot of heat just because I hate to see players go from this to where Clay is currently at. Not saying that he bad by any means, but he definitely not that 4 championships Clay. You know what I'm saying? That pre ACL tear Clay. That Clay was different.
Yeah.
But shout out to Klay Thompson, man. You know, he continues to climb. How many more years you think we got of Klay Thompson?
Three or four. 3 or 4 like good solid years, like
Yeah, facts. I agree. Hopefully the Mavericks can figure it out over there. We'll talk a little bit more about what the Mavericks got going on because they've been in the news for other stuff. But definitely best wishes to the Mavericks, man. But here we go. Big news, bro. Trey Young was recently traded to the Washington Wizards for CJ McCollum and Corey Kispert and no draft picks. It's being reported that Trey probably won't suit up for the season. They'll probably be in full tank mode, in my opinion. So who should they be trying to draft? Well, first of all, what you think about the trade? Because I heard Trey wanted to go there.
yeah, I seen that too. If he
So
wanted to go there, I'm almost certain that he talked to the front office and they gonna build around him. And he wants to take a team that's not at the top of everyone's scouting
right.
list, and he wants to make a name for himself. He wants to make a name for the team. He wants to make a name for the city. I think he wants to rebuild. If you just follow Trey from Oklahoma days to from high school to Oklahoma to now with the Hawks, like he's amongst the best of them in the NBA. And
Yeah.
which like you're supposed to feel that way, which is nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. But he did take a Hawks team
He
to the
did.
Eastern Conference Finals.
He did. He
So
did.
and I think he feels like everyone forgot,
That
kinda
he
who he
did that.
was.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and yeah, I think he wants to kind of remind everybody.
I'm with you on that. Like, I always expected more from Trey Young, but you know, he did take we'll just call it what it is, a bad team to the Eastern Conference Finals, bro. He turned the franchise around. Like when Trey Young came to the Hawks, they was coming off of that team that they sent 5 starters to the All-Star game.
Yeah,
And after that they went quiet. And then here come Trey Young to kind of, build the city back up. And he had those battles with the Knicks, pretty much made a couple runs in the Eastern Conference. In my opinion, if he can do the same thing with the Wizards, then I'd be perfectly fine with saying he's one of the great point guards or
yeah,
one of the best. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because especially with a program like the Wizards, I think that'd be different. Like if he can
Yeah,
turn the
for
Wizards
sure.
around, that's a tall task, bro.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Cause the Wizards is like an elephant graveyard, bro. That's what
Yeah,
everybody in the league, every time they talk about the Wizards, even Nick Young say that's where NBA players go to die, bro. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? So if he could turn it around with the Wizards, but I mean the Wizards got some good pieces though. They still
yeah,
got
they do.
They still got Keyshawn George. They still got
Star.
Koulibaly. Yep, they got Sarr. Yep. So I'm curious to see what they look like. Now, if they are in full tank mode trying to get top 5 picks, I would just say number 1 pick. Who do they take? Do you take the best
If
player or
the
do you take the best fit?
if the you gotta take the best fit. If the Wizards get the number 1 pick, I think they're drafting AJ.
Hmm.
I think they're drafting AJ.
You think AJ is a good compliment to Trey Young?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I
I think AJ fits so well with Trey just cause his size, his athleticism. Trey is a smaller guard. He need people
Yeah,
around him
facts.
that can, he need when your franchise player has a deficiency, you have to surround this deficiency with
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, support
things
it.
that can
Yeah.
yeah, support. Like, for example, Luka Doncic. When he went to the finals, the Mavericks surrounded him with things he was weak at, like his
Yeah, facts.
defense. So they
Three
surrounded him with 3 and D guys. that he was ball dominant. So they put him around guys who didn't want the ball. They
Don't
just need to
yeah.
be able to spot up and shoot outside of Kyrie. I mean, no, did he have Kyrie that year? No, 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 no. He ain't had Kyrie that
Nah,
year.
they ain't had Kyrie yet.
So he had no other like, person who wanted the ball just as much as him,
Right.
right? So now you do the same thing with Trey Young. You surround him by people. Now AJ, he's like Cooper Flag, but he like a more aggressive version
Yeah.
offensively.
Yeah.
You
I
know
can
what I
see
mean?
that.
So
Yeah.
I think they can benefit off each other for sure. I see him as like I see DP, he would thrive with someone like the Pacers, like a
Yeah.
team like that. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
hope like
Play
like he
fast
could
and
play fast, get up and down, like he'll
yeah,
thrive with a team like that,
I
like,
can agree with that.
so I see like a smart like the Kings picking up DP and just trying to build, like a good base,
Yeah.
something like that.
Most definitely. It's crazy because I was having a conversation with my cousin a couple weeks ago, and we was actually talking about NBA draft and whether or not you should take the best fit or the best player because it ain't always the same
Right.
situation. So with a team like the Wizards who are in full rebuild, you think you take the best fit over the best player?
Yeah, I would take I think you should take the best fit. I think you
So
should take
even
the
it,
best fit because I just traded for my franchise player, so it's like I have to benefit him or else that trade was meaningless,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
Trey is not gonna be high on the trade market just because his size and he's going to the Wizards, so he's not gonna
yeah,
have high trade value.
yeah.
So in this situation
Surprisingly,
where
it
I
ain't
ju
sound like he was high on the trade market this
right,
time around.
right. So I just traded for my franchise player. I need the best fit for him
Yeah,
specifically. So I
yeah,
will
for
go
sure.
get someone like AJ if
That
he's
makes
available.
sense. That makes sense. While we on the topic of trades, man, so Trey found his new home. Where it is, the next person on the trading block, Ja Morant. What we got Ja Morant going, man? Where you want him to go, coach?
I would want to see him with the Heat.
You just want
I'm not
everybody to go
sure.
to Miami. You
Yeah, well,
you just
I think that he could benefit him, benefit both ways. I think that he need a point guard, and I think Ja needs the discipline. So I think
well,
it can both work out for both of us.
that's true. What about Minnesota?
I kinda don't wanna I mean, I think he'll be fine in Minnesota. I think the team will be good. It's a scary situation when you want to bring in another superstar and kind of you don't want to hinder Ant's growth. And
Yeah,
he's been
true.
looking like one of the best in the league. So and Josh,
But
he has star written all over him. He's probably hasn't been playing like it lately, but at one point people was considering him the face of the league.
true.
So it's just
They
like,
they,
and
they
he is a
did say
big
the NBA was more exciting with Ja Morant is on the court.
and he has a big personality. So it just, I'm not saying it won't work out or it can't work out. It's just a tricky situation going in because I don't want to hinder how good Ant can be because Ant's still young. Like he's still
Yeah, he's still
learning and
super
growing.
young.
And as
My
of
biggest
right
thing with that
now,
is he need a PG though,
he
bad.
do. He do, but I don't want a PG. Now, this is just allegedly, of course, we're not in the locker room, but I don't want a PG that's a locker room problem. Like, I want to put him, because Ant has a big personality too.
Yeah,
I
that's
need to
true.
put him around someone that's down to earth, that can, that's opposite of him, that can help him grow,
Yeah, that's
help him
true.
get better. Because this is my friend, this is my guy. This is my
Yeah,
franchise player. Now, if I'm just looking to win 1 year right away and forget everything else, then okay,
yeah.
I would consider it. But if I'm trying to build something with Ant because he's so young, like,
Who
nah.
would you who you think would fit good beside him?
Beside Ant,
Yeah,
I would be,
somebody like a Ryan Rollins.
yeah. I would look for more defensively. Someone, who plays a little more defense.
There ain't a lot of lockdown PGs out there, bro.
Yeah, I would be looking in the draft hard. Like that could be a situation they can go get DP. Like that could be a
Yeah,
situation like that. You
yeah.
know what I mean? He's not gonna be there when they get the pick, but
Nah, facts. Yeah, for
that's
sure.
just an example.
For
Like
sure.
I would be looking in the draft. I would
Yeah,
just looking, man, because
yeah. But
sometimes
we
you might
looking
can
for
find a
like a
hidden
Drew
gem.
Holiday, Davion Mitchell type of, we looking
Yeah,
for them type of
for
guard.
example, because you sometimes you can find a hidden gem. Like what about Halliburton?
Yeah,
Guard like
facts.
Halliburton. Now
Facts. Or Luke
Halliburton
Dort.
was people knew he was good, but it's like they didn't know he was this good. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for
Like
sure.
I'm trying to find somebody like a hidden gem.
For
That's, you
sure.
know what I mean? Something like that. Like
Yeah.
I want to find something like that to complement. The NBA has showed us recently that trading for all the superstars don't work.
It ain't about names, yeah,
It
bro. It
ain't
ain't about the
about
names on the
names.
roster, bro.
Cause we can say all day, oh, I can trade for this guy, this guy, this guy, and we'll have all three superstars. History has shown it don't work.
That it don't work. Yeah.
KD, Harden, Kyrie didn't work. Now, regardless of what happened, I know injuries happen, all this. Book, Bill, and
KD.
KD didn't work. Like
Yeah.
history has shown, the teams that
Yeah, for
go to
sure.
the NBA Finals are teams that fit each other, like the
Yeah,
Pacers,
facts.
like the Thunder. Like those are the
Yeah.
teams that win, complete teams, not just teams with superstars. So
Unless you get 3 superstars that complement each other like
they complement each other,
Miami,
which is
like
rare
Boston, like yeah, yeah, which is I mean, that's why them teams gonna go down as some of the greatest teams in history.
for
You know what I'm
sure.
saying? But I agree with you though. It's definitely about everybody knowing their role and being able to, star in that role. So yeah. But I just wanted to see what you thought as far as like, how we can get my boy Ant-Man some help. Is there anybody you could think of off the top of your head in college that might be a sleeper and might can go fit beside him?
Imma keep looking, but Imma tell you a name that I kinda like, but he's hurt this year. But I wouldn't mind trying to see if that could fit, but he'll have to develop a 3 ball, DeJounte Murray. Like, I wouldn't mind if I'm, in the front office, I wouldn't mind just looking at that, you know what I mean? Like, just
Yeah.
trying to see can it possibly
Yeah. Where
fit.
is he at right now? New Orleans?
Yeah, he's in New Orleans, but he tore his, I think
Yeah,
he
they
tore his
they they
Achilles.
sup they super guard heavy. You probably can get
Yeah.
him
Yeah, for
for
sure.
nothing for
Or
real.
I know he's on the back end of his career, but Murray or Drew Holiday.
Yeah, facts.
Like he's on the
Drew
back end of
Holiday,
his
yeah.
career, but he's a locker room guy. He's a good point
Yeah,
guard. Like I would look at people
yeah,
like that. Like I wouldn't just
yeah.
jump for superstars if
In
I'm
terms of
Minnesota.
production, he a upgrade from Mike Conley, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like them names that you just threw out. We'll keep an eye on that situation, and especially as we get into, March Madness right around the corner, so I'm sure we'll get to see some names we ain't never seen before, and we might be able to spot somebody that can compliment Ant Man. But other names on the trade block, man, they saying MPJ. They ain't say he was on the trade block, but there's rumors that the Golden State Warriors want, they especially since Jimmy just went down with a ACL tear, which we'll talk about that in a second, but with the Warriors wanting MPJ, what you think? You think he a good fit over there?
Yeah, but it's like how much would you lose? That's my only question. How
And do
much
you think he even like if I'm MPJ, do I want to go take a back seat again? I just came from taking a back seat to a generational player, bro. Now I got my
facts?
own team. 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, MPJ out there having the time of his life, bro. Have you seen them play much this season? That man
Yeah,
take any shot he want to take. Man, it don't even matter, fool.
yeah. He having a good time out there.
Bro, I done see him shoot out of doubles from the 3-point line. Boy, I said, boy, you going crazy, man.
Yeah, he
And
having a
then
good
him,
time out
eh,
there.
like him and Cam Thomas, man, I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't even want to be the third option on that Brooklyn team, boy. No sir, no sir. I think MPJ in terms of a fit though for Golden State, like I think he'll like playing that style of basketball because it really just shoot all the threes you want to shoot anyway.
Yeah, he will, but MPJ is known for not having assists. That's not Warrior
Yeah, fact.
basketball.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
they pass up a
That's
good
true.
shot for a great shot, and a great shot is
That's true.
still for somebody else wide open, but still, like you
Still
know what I
fact.
mean. Like I
Man,
don't really
listen,
know.
if you can't willing to pass that basketball to the best shooter in the world, fam, that's a you problem, brother.
Yeah, I
That's a
mean,
character flaw, fool.
yeah, that is. I'm with you on that one. If I'm the
I don't know.
Warriors, I'm all in trying to get Giannis. That's my main focus. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get Giannis without the expensive Draymond Green, without the expensive Stephen Curry. If everybody and all my assets, I'm trying to get Giannis. If I can get Giannis, I can save what we have left for Steph. Because right now they're wasting what he has left because they can't compete in the West.
So you think Giannis and Draymond can be on the court together in
For
the Western
sure.
Conference.
For sure.
Defensively, they gonna be hell. But
They're gonna be nasty.
man,
You
man,
gotta
gonna
think.
be
You gotta think though. Draymond is oftentimes setting, flare screens, step up
zones.
screens for Steph. And so Greek got so think about this. All right. So Draymond man is the man that has to step up on Steph screens. So let's just say if you don't guard Draymond and Greek has the ball, and you mean tell me Draymond man gonna be on the goal while he sets screens for Steph, and now Steph man gotta fight with him 1-on-1 to get over the
Yeah,
screen.
that's true.
So
That's true.
that's a long day. That sounds like a long day.
Yeah, that's a long day. That is a long
That's
day,
a
bro.
long
I
day.
mean,
It ain't like that's an offense where you could just play in the paint on both of them. Like, no, you got then You mean to tell me you gotta guard Giannis one-on-one if Draymond man stepping up on step screens?
Yeah.
Like, nah. Like him and
Giannis
Dame
ISO at
didn't
the
work
top of the
out.
key while Steph coming off of screens and in the
You
corner.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like him and Dame didn't work out because they both are dominant are on the ball.
Yeah,
Steph
for sure.
is the most least dominant superstar, ball dominant
Yeah, for
superstar in the
sure.
NBA. Like he doesn't have
He
to have
probably
the ball.
caused more havoc. He probably caused more havoc without the ball than he does with the ball.
Exactly. So you mean to tell me you pair that up with Giannis? Man, I can't see it not
I'm
working. I'm sorry. And
I'm
defensively, they're
curious to
gonna be
see
able to
it.
switch and protect the rim, and man, they're gonna. I can't see it not working.
Yeah, okay, cool. Now, if we talking about making a run, you gonna need more than just Giannis though, especially
Yeah,
in that Western Conference.
it just depends about what you give up. But you give me Steph, you give me Dre, you give me Giannis, and we'll figure everything else out.
Woo,
We'll
yeah.
find some
I
shooters.
mean, it can't be no worse than it is right now. So I give you that one.
Nah, nah.
I give you that one. When the Warriors are playing, when the Warriors are winning, basketball is fun to watch, bro. So I'm curious to see if the Warriors can pull that off. They definitely need to get some more pieces though. They definitely need to move some people around. Which is one of the people that they was talking about is Kaminga.
Give
How you
him up
feel
for
about
Greek.
Kaminga game, bro?
I mean, it's hard for me to judge him because
Cause he don't play.
he don't play, and when he's out there, it's just like him and Jimmy just don't work together.
Yeah, they
Like
don't. They don't.
their game don't complement each other. Like so, it's just hard for me to judge him. Let me judge him in another situation.
So now that Jimmy done tore his ACL, especially this late in his career, one, do you think he gonna be able to come back and be the Jimmy you want him to be? Two, if not, do you think that they even trade Kaminga at this point since Jimmy hurt?
I would trade Kaminga just because I'm being shoe in for Giannis. Like I wouldn't trade Kaminga for nothing else outside of something that can
Yeah,
help me right now. Because their main focus is to
yeah,
help Steph right now. That's my main focus.
yeah,
If
for
I'm the
sure.
GM, I got the best shooter in the world on his last leg, his last 5 years.
Mhm,
I need to help him
mhm.
right now. Like I'm not thinking long term. We got to win right now. Once he retired, then we
Yeah, for
go to
sure.
rebuild. But right now,
Yeah.
we got to build. So Pods probably got to go. Kaminga probably got
Oh
to
yeah,
go.
Paul's got to go.
Any
Moody
pick
might
you
got to
got, they
go.
probably gotta go.
Yeah,
Yeah, they gotta
yeah, for
go.
sure.
I can build
Yeah,
off
most definitely.
the kid from Arkansas. I can build.
Yeah.
Just like, for example, like the NBA situational,
What's his
how I
name?
was
Will
coached.
Richards.
Yeah, Will
Ain't that
Richards
his?
and
Yeah.
the other kid from Arkansas. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
But they got that boy Will. What's his name? Ain't that his name? The other boy, Will Richards.
Moody. I'm thinking about Moody.
Yeah, Moody. Yeah, yeah, Moody.
You got Moody, you can build out Moody. And you got other players that'll step up, just like Wash stepped up from Boston Celtics from Arkansas.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Yeah,
how
yeah,
he
yeah,
stepped up defensively, like other people step up. They just have to be in the situation. So,
for
man,
sure.
if I can get Greek, I'm going to get Greek.
Okay, cool. The last person as far as big rumors on the trading block, is Anthony Davis. Now, granted, he just had a hand injury that might put him out for the rest of the season, they saying, but at minimum, it's gonna be a couple of months. Where did Anthony Davis go? What is his stock worth right now?
I would have to think it's not worth that much because he stayed injured. So I would just
It's
say
bad, bro.
whoever is a contender, whoever is like a couple pieces away, I say the Pistons wouldn't be bad. I say the Knicks wouldn't be bad. Somewhere like this, like, okay, we can win this year. I think it'd
Yeah,
be a good fit because I mean he can't hurt you. He's one of the best defenders in the
yeah,
NBA.
fact.
Just he's never healthy.
Do you
He's
trade him
never
for your
healthy.
starting center? You
Depend
trade your
depending
starting
on
center
who
for
it
him?
is. It depends on who it
Cat,
is. No, no, sir.
Jalen Duren,
No, sir.
Bam,
Not because of talent or anything like that, but I'm
just
trading.
because
I'm
they
not gonna.
available.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
Ability is the best ability. You got to be available, and then Anthony Davis is on the back end of his career. I'm not gonna trade someone
yeah,
young for him. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's gonna have to be. Nah, I wouldn't trade him
Sar,
for him.
you trade
No,
somebody
cause
like Sar for Anthony Davis?
no, cause I think the Wizards are more than one piece away from winning.
Yeah, fact. Would you trade? So essentially, we ain't trade no starting centers for for Anthony Davis, bro.
Let me
That's what
see
we said. Would you
who's a
trade somebody
contender.
like a contender? I mean, I think that Boston. Would you say Boston is a contender?
Yeah, I don't think they had
That's
no back, but
definitely
I'll
Eastern
trade him to
Conference.
Boston. I'll trade him to the Knicks. I'll trade him to um the Lakers. Of course, he just came from them, but I'm
He
just
can't. He
throwing
can't
out.
go back to the. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I'm just throwing out contenders who like who could use him. Cause I wouldn't have bet if you asked JJ, would you have Anthony Davis or DeAndre Ayton? He'll tell you Anthony
Yeah,
Davis
he
any day
gonna
of the
take
week.
AD back. Wouldn't
Like,
that be
I'll
crazy
trade
if
him.
they can trade Aiden for Anthony Davis?
Yeah, facts. Facts. Like the Rockets, he can benefit the Rockets and the Spurs. Now Wemby can play the
Yeah,
4.
but
Like, he
like
been he
who do you trade for the okay, so let's take the Rockets for example. We're not trading Sengun for Anthony Davis. We're not doing
no.
that.
No.
Is he worth Steven Adams?
Yes, yes. He's worth Steven Adams. He's worth
I
Steven
ain't
Adams.
mad at that. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. That's
Yeah,
tough
he's
though.
worth
Steven
Steven
Adams a
Adams.
board machine, bro. But that's Steven Adams play at night.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But if they
Would
had
you
the
take a
chance to get
chance on
Anthony
him?
Davis for Steven Adams, yeah, they would. But he wouldn't go
Yeah,
for that
yeah.
cheap though.
I don't know, man. The man, I don't think one of the last time he played a full season, bro.
It's been a minute.
Let me add Chat GPT.
I don't
When the
even know if
last
he
time
ever
Anthony
played a
Davis
full season.
that is crazy.
It's a lot of games.
Okay, he played a okay, so he it say that he never played a full season, but he played 76 games in 23-24 season. That's a
Hey, it's
lot of
good enough.
games.
That's good enough.
Yeah, that's a lot of games. That's a lot of games. All right, so maybe not as bad. It just seemed like he always out, bro. But
Yeah.
curious to see, if the Mavericks even trying to move him and if they do, what they gonna get for him, where they gonna send him to.
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Yeah, but that was the big topics as far as the trading block, man. Our next episode is probably gonna be surrounding because they just released some information about the All Star game as far as the starters is concerned, and our last two episodes was strictly about All Star, so we'll get caught up on that. And I
Let's
also
see how
want to talk
close our picks
about
were.
yeah, most definitely. So we'll get into that next season. We only got a couple more episodes left for the end of this season two of Successful Habits. Hopefully in season three we can start bringing y'all some interviews, or maybe not necessarily interviews, but special guests to come on and talk basketball with us. I also want to get some interviews with some notable people, like some coaches, maybe some scouts. Definitely we know a lot of people that play basketball overseas professionally, so definitely want to get some interviews talking about what that process is like, trying to find a home overseas and things like that. But yeah, so a couple more episodes left in season two of Successful Habits. We don't want to take up too much of your time today. So before we get up out of here, Coach, let's go look through some prime time games. Let's see what we got this week, man.
Let's do
Let's
it.
see here. We prime time games on Wednesday. Let's see. What's Wednesday? Is that 29th?
Yeah. No, 28.
28th. All right, let's see what we got on the 28th. So, all right, we got a couple good games here. I just throw out two or three of these things. Let's go with actually we'll do four games from Wednesday night. So, first game on the list, we got the Lakers at the Cavs. The Lakers are 27-17, the Cavaliers 27-20. Who you got?
I think I go Cav.
Okay.
They've been playing some
Lakers
good
at
basketball
Cavs.
recently.
Austin Reeves is out. Darius Garland is out. Just as a heads up. Still like the Cavs with no DG.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for that game, I'll probably go. In my opinion, both teams still got a lot of stuff to figure out. But if we talking about keeping momentum going, I say I'm gonna roll with the Cavs in that game too. Next game on the slate, we got the Magic at the Heat. That should be a good one. What you got?
Give me the Heat. I like the
That's a
Heat to
tough
get
one.
it done.
That's a tough one. I think I'm gonna go with the Magic on that game. The Magic just got so many pieces, man. But the Heat gonna always play some good defense, and they gonna put the ball in the bucket. But the Magic got some firecrackers over there, a lot of microwave players. So I think I'm gonna go with the Magic on that one. Next game is the Knicks at the Raptors. Keep in
That's a
mind
good
the
one.
Knicks are third in the Eastern Conference. The Raptors are fourth in the Eastern Conference.
That's
That
gonna be
should
a
be a
good
good
one.
one. Who you got? Let me see
And
what
that's
he
gonna
look
be a
like
good
as
one.
far as
Give me
yeah.
the Knicks to get it done. I like the Knicks to get it done.
I think I'm gonna roll with the Raptors on this. I think I'm gonna roll with the Raptors on this one, man. B.I. been playing some good basketball, quickly a firecracker, so we'll see. And then last game on the slate is the Spurs at the Rocket. Who you got in that one?
That's another good one, man. They got some good games Wednesday.
Yep.
I think the Rockets won the last matchup, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah, they
give me the
did.
Spurs.
They
Give me the
did.
Spurs. I like the Spurs to bounce
You
back
a
right
you a you a smart man because we wiping their nose this time around.
now.
It was interesting to see KD guard Wemby the last time we played though. Like
hmm
when
Yeah, facts.
you 7'4", 7'5", 7'6", mobile big like that. Now you got another 7 foot on you who mobile
New
just like you. That
mobile.
was interesting to
Yeah.
see, bro. Yeah, not that normal mobile either. Them two being that tall and can move like that, they special cases. So it was interesting to see. But I definitely think the Spurs. Definitely think we gonna pick up that W as far as that game is concerned. So those are our picks for Primetime Wednesday, man, podcast picks. So, before we let y'all go, as always, I want to say I appreciate y'all for tapping into the episode. Every comment that y'all leave, every, conversation that y'all strike up with us about sports, basketball, successful habits in general. I appreciate all the love that we get. Before I get ready to pass it over to coach, I just got to say, like I said, man, if you were affected by the winter storm, make sure you stay safe, stay bundled up. If you gotta leave the house and go to work, go to the store, whatever you gotta do outside of the house, drive safe. Don't rush. Drive slow, man. It ain't worth, if it's that much of a if it's that urgent for you, bro. It ain't worth it. But what you gotta say to the people before we let them go, coach?
Man, not too much. Just stay safe, stay warm in this weather. Hope everyone is having a great, start to your year. Continue to be great. Continue to tap into our pod, man. Like podcast page say, we appreciate every comment, every review, everything that y'all do, man. As we continue this journey, we just thank y'all for being here and tuning in, and just have a great day.
Yes, sir. And as always, like I say, man, before we get up out of here, make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend. You never know who might need to watch this or has never watched this before. And on behalf of the Successful Habits crew, we out.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.